week of Christmas time.
So Christmas we celebrate all.
Oh, Christmas, I'm good on Christmas, I'm telling you. It does interrupt the flow, but I do love me some Christmas.
There's been a lot of talk about Isaiah Paul-Mao and kind of a breakout game, but he's been, performing all year. What have you seen from him this year in his development?
Same thing that happened his rookie year when he got a chance to get in there. He makes plays. So that comes from, his diligent work. Started off him learning how to play in this league on special teams, correcting some of the stuff we saw from college that he needed to get corrected, his tackling. He's done a good job with that. And then when he gets his opportunities, he makes the most of it. And again, we talk about guys you're proud of in terms of their growth and development. He's one of them. Started under Chris Ash, working with them. I talked about Tom on special teams, and then GA has taken him and has just really grown. He took the most of the opportunity from a injury situation we had with Epps, and I'm just proud of him. He goes out there and he tries to do what we ask him to do.
Coach, it's not the first time you've had to do it this year, but obviously preparing for multiple quarterbacks that could play. Can you just talk about the challenge that comes with that, and also evaluating the three that you could potentially face this Sunday?
The answer is never going to change. We always get ready for the quarterbacks. But okay, I'll make this one a little better. Okay, so 3 quarterbacks, getting ready for those guys. All have different tool sets. So for me as the coordinator, I gotta look at all of them. So do the coaching staff. We gotta just be prepared because somebody could get hurt in the game, so you gotta be ready for that. And then for us leading into this game, obviously there's a lot of gray we're dealing with, but their scheme. We have to have an idea if we have to adjust based on who they put out there. We'll have more information with the injury reports and things of that nature. And then from there, in terms of how we allocate the time in practice, if there is a change in scheme, I got to take an educated guess as the defensive coordinator in terms of what we're going to practice and be ready to adjust. But I think they all have 3, specific tool sets that provide challenges for us as a defense. But more importantly, it comes back to how they play collectively. I think Kubiak does a great job. I have nightmares of going against his pops. I wasn't a coordinator, but as a position coach, his pops is one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. He's nice with it. That's what I told the players. I said he's nice with it. And I said the football runs deep in that family. The football's good in that family. So, that's a little Star Wars reference. Like in terms of the Force. The Force is strong with that Kubiak family. I'll tell you that much. In terms of offensive football.
It's kind of an abstract, I guess, but when you play a team coming off the offensive performance they had in terms of not having much success on Monday, is there a different mindset? Like they're going to be hungry, they're going to be kind of like angry and ready to go.
They're at home. It's holidays. I'm sure they have family in town. Not that they're professionals, but they're going to be hungry. The team. There's a lot of veterans on that team. Defensively. The head coach right now, the interim head coach Rizzi. Again, he's done such a good job with the special teams over his career. He's doing a good job as a interim head coach. I expect him to be ready to go. And that building is one of the hardest places to play. Keep in mind they're all on vacation, and it's going to be a tough place to play. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm sure the players are, but it's the NFL. These guys know they only guaranteed 17 opportunities to play this game, so they'll be ready to go.
What have you noticed on the growth of Olave as a wide receiver from his rookie year to where he's become now?
Again, that's another school, I believe, Ohio State, correct? Yeah. It's no different than what I talked about last week with the LSU, Ohio State, these receivers they have in college. I saw the freshman from Ohio State in the playoff game. He's pretty good. And then these guys that come to the league, there's just a lot of growth in terms of their skill set. One thing that stands out to me is just how competitive they all are. Again, it's the same thing that I talked about with LSU. So, you see a guy who's explosive, who can make plays, make the tough catches, so we'll see if he's ready to go, and we'll have to be prepared for him.
I talked about Isaiah.
That's 3 questions already.
It's okay, Coach. He can have it. It's Christmas, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, in terms of making these adjustments within the game, so we've seen a few players these past couple of games where they've kind of lost track of their player because they're trying to make a separate play. How do you make those adjustments, or how do you make sure that they make the right decision in those certain moments?
It's my job, along with the coaches, to know our play. We got to know the guys on our roster the best. Like that's who we have to know first and foremost. So from there, as we develop the plans during the week, trying to put those guys in the best position to take advantage of what they do best. So that's my job. That's my job, along with calling the game during the game. So for me, I'm always thinking about, okay, where to put this player to put them in the best spot. And then in terms of if there's ever mental errors or anything like that, again, a lot of times it falls on me in terms of I didn't do a good enough job of explaining something during the week. So what we try to do is combat that the next week, learn from those mistakes, and make sure that we're all on the same page. But all that stuff falls on me in terms of when I'm trying to orchestrate how to deploy these guys based on the scheme. But a lot of that falls on me.
Two more. Adam and Carter.
Thank you, Coach.
So you guys have 6 forced turnovers the last 3 games after 5 early in the season. Isaiah said after the Chiefs game, there was kind of a meeting where the players just said enough's enough. Obviously, coaches were involved in that too. I mean, how much is that? I know you guys preach that all the time, but how much is that just like a mindset? How much is the players deciding like let's do this now and making it happen on the field?
You got to think about these young men. That's why it's a privilege to be around them every day. They made decisions when they were probably like freshmen or sophomores in high school that they wanted to get a scholarship to go play sports. They did that. Then they got to college, and you're dealing with 130-something colleges, plus at 1A level, plus the 1AA. Everybody's trying to get to NFL, and they made a decision one day when they were at mat drills, at 5 o'clock in the morning, and some coach yelling at them. They were like, I want to be an NFL player. And they made that decision. So for me, they get to this league, they get to this level. I tell them all the time, I'm amazed at how you guys can make decisions at such a young age. So when they put their minds to do something and really put their minds to do it, they could get it done. That's again, when you want to talk about, I don't know what the word is, but that's when they put their minds to something, they've shown throughout their life that they can do that. So again, whatever the meeting was, I'm not going to talk about that. You got to talk to Zay specifically, but when they put their minds to something, they've shown throughout their life they could get that done. So that's what they're trying to do.
Held opponents to 15 and 14 points the past 2 weeks. What stands out on tape about what you guys are doing on defense, and what needs to continue to keep that trend moving forward?
It comes back to the pillars: effort, communication, discipline, and then the ball. So if we excel at those 4 fundamentals in terms of our effort, in terms of running to the ball, not assuming anything, not assuming the play's over, making sure we could tackle it down, our communication and over-communicating, making sure everybody's on the same page, discipline, eliminating the pre-snap penalties, playing penalty-free within the play, making sure we're doing our assignments. Those all lead to positive things. And then whenever you're turning the ball over, the game is about getting the ball, or keeping the ball if you're on offense. So whenever we can get that stuff accomplished, it usually leads to good results, and that's what we're focused on, those 4 things. But that's really our North Star. That hasn't changed. It's just, maybe we're having a little bit more success with it now, and, see how it plays out for Sunday. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Another finding success the way you guys were able to in terms of victory. I guess what does that mean to the offense to trust the process, to know things are working?
It was great. I told the guys on Tuesday when we met that I was just really proud of them. Like both times that the Jaguars scored, we responded by going down and scoring touchdowns. We had a bad stretch really as a team where, it was a good stretch. They had a bad punt and we got the ball on the 35, and we didn't do anything with it. We ended up, we got a good first down play. We went backwards, got a ball tipped, didn't convert. We miss a field goal, give up a long touchdown, and then the lead. And we're a team that's lost 10 games in a row, so you get a situation like that at the end of the third quarter, and it could have been very easy for our guys to just kind of, pack it in. But we responded, went right back down the field. Obviously, Aiden made the great play on the scramble and finding Amir. But we scored a touchdown and regained control of the game. And that was a big moment, I think, just for us, and being able to do that and kind of overcome a little adversity in the game. And, that's the biggest thing I told them on Tuesday. Obviously, there's a lot of things to improve on. There was a lot of things we did well. But that was what I was most proud of them about, was just, fighting through the adversity, not worrying about it, and going and responding.
Coach,
Seen Aiden scramble a lot in his 2 years here. When you see something like that, does your mind start churning, saying, "Hey, maybe we can open something"?
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to game plan for it, but like when the other teams, are going to play man and they're open running lanes, and like he had the 14-yard scramble early, and being able to move a little bit to extend the play. I mean, those are big, because when the quarterback can do stuff like that, it helps you just move the ball, move the sticks, keep getting first downs.
You talked about the scoring drive to take the lead. The next drive, you guys ran almost 7 minutes off the clock. I mean, those are winning plays too, right? When you are able to put together a drive, almost run the clock down, and then there's an OPI that I don't think was an OPI, but you probably could have killed even more time on.
Yeah, for sure. And that was like we talked about. I talked about you guys. I talked about them as finishing. And we had an opportunity right there to finish the game with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left. And you're right. We took it to like 2 minutes and 40 when we punted. They used one of their 3 timeouts, and we were able to put them down on the 8-yard line. With AJ had a great punt. Yeah, I mean, I saw it about the same way you did with that. But whatever. I mean, we could have had a better first down play, so we were in 2nd and 12. But yeah, if we would have got a first down there, then you're talking about. We always want to. On offense, you always want to end the game with the ball. You know what I mean? And we had a chance to do that, and the defense got it back, and then we ended up, doing that, taking a knee and running the clock down to 0. But that was a big drive. Not only obviously taking the time off the clock, but changing the field and making their offense go 92 yards to beat us.
Coach, how would you qualify Aiden's return, just his performance after the injury, and then also how great was it to just have him back and be able to get back onto your communication styles?
It was really good. I thought he did a nice job. Even when he was hurt, just staying in it, and because we thought for a little bit that he might have been able to play, but wasn't able to. But yeah, just he responded well. He did a nice job of just finding completions, getting the ball out of his hand. Obviously, some of those scramble plays that we've talked about that he hadn't done a lot of. And yeah, we got a good rapport. Me and Aiden just communicating. I think he's the more he's heard me call plays and we communicate every day here. He's able to kind of understand what I mean without me having to go into full detail, So that was good. And he's a guy that doesn't blink, and the guys really trust him because they know the work that he puts in. So, he helps us, and he's the kind of the leader of the group.
When you look at the Saints defense, what does a guy like Cam Jordan really mean in that unit, and how much does really putting attention on him really kind of help the rest of the offense do their thing?
Yeah, so I spent some time, in Carolina, so we were in the same division. We played one time when I was in Washington. He's a great player, and he doesn't look like he's lost much even later in his career, and plays with power and speed and always finds a way to be around the ball. And of course, like when you got someone like that you have to put attention on, like you're saying, it opens up, the rest of the defense to be able to, play fast and confident because they know they're going to get some pretty good looks.
I like Terrace Marshall who came in. We're seeing more and more snaps from him. We haven't seen the production on the stat sheet. Even though he's playing a little bit more. What's the next step for him, and what can he do to maybe get even more involved?
Yeah, obviously we got guys that we're trying to get the ball to, and then Terrace, he's out there and he's playing a lot. I mean, it was unfortunate. I thought he'd have a big 3rd down conversion on that drive I was talking about. The ball got tipped to the line of scrimmage. I mean, he was exactly where he's supposed to. He's really kind of the zone option for that play, and he was open, and he probably would have got some yards after catch too. Yeah, he's had a couple catches. Just it just hasn't really found his way. Obviously, we're targeting Brock, we're targeting Jacoby, Tuck. So it's hard to get everybody the ball all the time, and that's why it's hard when those couple plays come up. Where he's supposed to get in it, and it didn't happen. But he's been great. Always has a positive attitude, working really hard, and he's just grateful for the opportunity.
You talked last week about wanting to get Brock more involved. When you go through that stretch where he's not getting as many looks as you'd like, is he active in that process of trying to figure out ways to get himself more involved?
He doesn't really say much. We and I mean it's really good, and I'm sure like as his career goes on, like he'll be a little bit more like, hey, I can beat him on this route or whatever, But no, he doesn't. He just said, like, I've talked to him after games, like, man, like I got to move you around more. We got to get you the ball more. And he's like, Coach, I just want to win. And I'm just like, all right, like he doesn't complain about it. Like he always just puts it on himself. Like how can he be better to get more open? But no, he doesn't say much unless I go talk to him.
I guess where does the inspiration come then for the different looks that you provide? Like this past week?
Just different way. I mean, just film study and just different ways we can stuff we've done with him before. Try to anticipate how a team's going to play him. Again, moving him at times helps. Sometimes you move him and half the team moves, and then that opens up somebody else. You know what I mean? So we just got to keep spreading the ball, to other guys too. So it takes less the attention off of him. And then, like I said, sometimes we're just going to say, hey, we're going to throw him the ball, and sometimes we do, and he gets tackled for a 4-yard gain, and that's fine. But we just got it because a lot of times that half a yard separation that he has, if you have good ball placement, like he's going to get another 10 yards out of it. So.
How much change there's been in the running back room? How impressed have you been with the Mirror Abdullah's ability to really, step in, a big role and play, but also just his ability to be a leader on the team?
Yeah, he's a true pro. I mean, he would always give me a hard time, or not give me a hard time, but joke around and say Breakfast Club because, like you see me in the morning working out, he's always in there first thing in the morning. This goes back to the last year, and he takes care of his body. I mean, when you get older, in this league, and especially at that position, like you got to have a detailed routine to take care of your body, and he does that. And he didn't complain. Like he's frustrated probably as early in the year that he wasn't getting many opportunities. And, as soon as he got some, he took advantage of it. And obviously in the run game and the pass game, he came up huge for us.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Good luck.